Hey there, BookTube. Noah, everyone who reads and must converse is the channel. Thanks for coming back by. Happy Friday. All that kind of good stuff. Hey, Mark Richardson of Richardson Reads in the house. Hello, Mark. Hello, Deb. Hope y'all are having a great week. Hope the reading went awesome. Nick Voro in the house. Hey, brother. Happy Friday. And I want to say right off the bat that I know that the lives, they get views afterwards and all this kind of thing, but they don't get a lot of comments. I want to encourage anyone watching, even especially after the live, to at least let me know what you're reading. I follow so many people here as content creators and have many followers that are, in comments that I interact with. I'd love to keep up with on a weekly basis, kind of what you're reading in a way. And an easy way to do that is through the comments section on the lives here. So give me a comment on what you're reading. And maybe if we keep it going, then it'll be easy to keep up with what you guys are reading throughout the week as well for me. And I mean, we're always wanting to get turned on to new stuff. So it'll probably turn out to be return comments of cool, what's that about? Tell me, right? Very cool. My reading week has been insane, completely insane. When it comes down to it, the Book of the New Sun is a wild ride. It's a wild book. There's a lot to say about it. And along with that, I'm reading some very out there spiritual texts. The Adornment Sutra, Flower Ornament Sutra, Avatamsaka Sutra is what is the name of it. And I've just been in, kind of floating in my reading for sure. Hey, Tyler, happy Friday. We're gonna get into the reading a little bit. I'd definitely like to talk through some Book of the New Sun if anybody is watching and down to talk about that because I did finish it. Just so you know, I finished the series, the Book of the New Sun. Nice reading a Star Wars book. Very cool, Tyler. And yeah, I mean that's how it is, when it comes down to it. I find myself mood reading every so often and just finishing the Book of the New Sun straight through. I knew I was going to do it. I knew I was just going to keep going until the very end. That's how I do series cuz I want the whole story, right? I'm not going to put another book in between. I'm just going to read it. And so I just did it. I just finished it yesterday, last night. Been thinking about it a day, and I was like, "All right, I'm cool to talk about it. Cool to talk about it. Nice." Desolation Island by Patrick O'Brien. What an amazing set of O'Brien you have, Mark. It is awesome. Awesome to behold. Hey, Rooftop. Happy Friday. Nice to see you. Yeah. Happy Friday, all. That's for sure. What's up, Quentin? Happy Friday. It was awesome creating some content with you, brother. First time that we got on together and was talking. We did some Richard Brautigan content uh, earlier in the week on Sunday, this past Sunday. If you guys didn't check it, haven't seen it, check it out. If you're interested in Brautigan, he's a beat writer, and he's more than just a beat writer, though. And I think we did justice to a Brautigan exploration, right? Cool. Breakfast at Midnight by Louis Armand. Great and demented stuff. Okay. I'll take your word for it, bro. That's for sure. Yeah. Cool. I love Southern grit lit. I love Southern Gothic, that whole kind of thing. And that's going to play a little bit coming up in what I got to show as well. There is I've heard so many good things as well. The combinations, right? Um, we'll see. We'll see. I might jump into that pool at some point. You never know, right? So, first off, I finished Cinema Purgatorio. This is an 18 comic, 18 book bind up. You see how thin it is? These pages are paper thin, yet dense. You know, they're just paper thin like a, a Bible pages or something. But they have a density to them. It's really wild how much material is really in this small little bind up here. But this is some of the most disturbing, dark, uh, creep show like. If you like the old 80s creep show, I think Stephen King had a hand in that. And Twilight Zone. Twilight Zone creep show. Alan Moore teams up with Kevin O'Neill. Kevin O'Neill's the illustrator for League of Extraordinary Gentlemen and this Cinema Purgatorio. But Alan Moore teams up and just delivers short story after short snippet, these kind of montages. It's set up like you're going into a cinema, into a theater to see movies. And these are movies that are so deplorable. Nobody would ever make these movies. No, who are they for? You know, it's just wild stuff. And sci-fi, psychological stuff, a lot of violence, a lot of depravity. But uh, I'm just floored by the inventiveness, especially of Alan Moore. Always the inventiveness of his stories. You know, it's a 4 page. The comic might be 15 pages. By the time you get into your seat, and then after the little show that you see, you have another little snippet, maybe 2 pages, right? So the story itself that each uh, comic showcases is maybe 5 pages, 6 pages, and it's just so masterfully done. There's such weird stuff too. The Twilight Zone kind of weird stuff. One of them that just sticks out is this King Kong kind of thing, right? You have King Kong smashing through, and he's taking out dinosaurs, and he's talking the whole time. He's talking to the camera, right? And it's like a writer complaining about his, you know, how he's been treated in the business and his wife cheating on him and how this kind of stuff turned out. And it's really meta, really weird. And you're like, what's going on? And then these weird kind of time travel or sci-fi element stories where you're just, it gives you a lot to think about. A whole lot to think about. Even by um just a few little pages, right? Yeah, y'all are too cool. I swear. I love this. Hey, Jim reads too slow. Happy Friday. Thanks for coming by. Um, just getting to it, that's for sure. Finished that Alan Moore this week. And checking out the comments, seeing what everybody's reading. Nice. Driftless Trilogy by Harsh. I want to read it. That's one thing. Harsh is such a writer. What an amazing writer. And it'd be really fun and cool to experience him doing some noir. I hear The Sleep of Aborigines is top notch, the best. Enjoy it. Let me know what you think. Please let me just drop it in a live. Let me know what you think. Yeah, they're amazing. I will always and forever support Corona Samizdat. Um, I love Corona Samizdat. They're doing amazing lit, and doing it a grassroots kind of deal, right? Yeah. Rooftop. I'm telling you, I found this. This is a Canadian printer, Avatar Press. It's a Canadian printer that ended up printing a bind up of this. I think it's almost like an independent, small press publisher. And so I found it on eBay. I got this on eBay. No, I got it on off Amazon from an Amazon gift card for maybe $5, something really cheap. But it was just because I found it, right? If you know what you're looking for, you're gonna have to look for Cinema Purgatorio, Alan Moore, you know. You'll find it. I hope you find it for a good price. It's definitely worth it. This is so worth it to read. I'm gonna reread it. I'm gonna reread it soon. Before I even do any content on this, I'll give it rereads because there's so much in here. I mean, it's packed full of ideas, and the ideas are mind blowing. So there's the first step in what I've been reading, is this mind blowing kind of thing. Hey Alexa, happy Friday. Alexa has been reading Book of the New Sun with me. Alexa finished first. Way to go, brother. And I finished just last night. Very cool. I can't wait to talk more about it because there's so much to dig into with Book of the New Sun, but honestly, I liked some, and I didn't like other aspects of the Book of the New Sun, that's for sure. Nice. Very cool. Very cool, Nick. That's good stuff. I mean, I tell you what, Quentin, hey Mindy, happy Friday. Nice to see you. I started a bended circuity. I started it. It's actually sitting right here. So I started it. I couldn't help it. Um, the hype is real, guys, on a bended circuity. So we're going to we're gonna we, I tell you, 15 pages in, it's awesome. It's awesome. Um, it's fun as hell. It's stimulating, like mentally stimulating, of very high degree. Um, I don't know. I don't know if where it's gonna go and all this kind of thing. Like I said, 15 pages is all I read. I started it last night. After I had finished Book of the New Sun. Just to get a taste. The hype is so real on this book, and so I can't wait. I'll talk more about it in a little bit. Yeah, that's right. Nothing like some Friday book shopping, baby. That's awesome. Very cool, very cool. You get it. You get it. And that's the thing, is when you get it, when you find something like that, um it's gonna get scarce at some point. If Cinema Purgatorio, nobody's talking about Cinema Purgatorio. Even, I mean, I've looked for Alan Moore stuff. I love Alan Moore, right? So I never even knew what Cinema Purgatorio was by Alan Moore. I just saw it on Amazon for cheap, so I bought it because I was doing Alan Moore stuff with a gift card that my mom got me, right? So I was gonna, I just ended up getting it $5 maybe, and it's great. So I'm talking about it, and it's a project that Alan Moore did that didn't get a lot of visibility, and so got a limited run. He's got a lot of things like that, but Alan Moore has consistently put out amazing stuff, and the ideas that are in his works are definitely worth talking about. I read The Hypothetical Lizard. Let me tell you, I haven't done any content on this. Not yet. But I read The Hypothetical Lizard by Alan Moore. This book, this is amazing. This is a short story by Alan Moore that is illustrated by, what's his name? Anthony Johnston. It's cool. And it'll knock you. Alan Moore will knock you for a loop. And this is a really cool graphic novel, to tell you the truth. It's done in black and white. So it's very stark lines, and the way that things are presented is very cool. Light and shadow is all that we're working with, right? Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. They are sick. Hey, Tom. Tom LA Books in the house. Tom is in the middle of the Book of the New Sun. Not finished with it yet, but is in the read along. I had just taken off. That's how I do with a series. By the time I'm halfway through the series, if I'm going to read the whole thing, I'm off to the races. I'm not going to stop. And that's how it is, with a novel, a big book too. Once I get to the halfway mark or something, you're firmly in the world and you're going and, give it to me, right? A Bended Circuity is a Southern Gothic or a Southern historical novel. It's set in Civil War. Civil War is on. Like Sherman is marching, right? And we have this aristocratic family in South Carolina, right? In South Carolina, having a party. That's what's going on. We're getting set for a party at the Hobcaw Barony. All right. And these yups or something, I guess, don't realize that a war's going on. I don't know. I expect complete mayhem and carnage. I expect over the top. I tell you, the writing, uh think David Foster Wallace. Think this kind of words for the love of words. I've looked up maybe 4 words in the first 10 pages of this thing. There's a lot. Okay, there's a lot going on, but it's fun as hell. It's fun as hell. Our main character that we meet is the lady of the house that is running through the garden, all flustered, all about her own things going on, getting ready for the party of that night. And that's what I've read so far. But it's a big boy, but it's not that big. Okay, this is 630, right, in this edition, which will be different than the Corona Samizdat edition that will be coming up. Nice. It's like if Proust did a Southern novel. That's cool. Cool. There you go. The descriptiveness is special, and you definitely need a dictionary. There's so many words where like I had to, you know, feel what word it was being pulled from. It's very inventive, beautiful. Uh, in in a language, in a linguistics kind of way, if your love of language, it's beautiful. Very beautiful. A great debut. A great debut. So far, I mean, I've only read a little bit, like I said. Hey, baby. Happy Friday. Emily's in the house. Awesome. She was outside watching some animal vids with Zelda before I started the live. always fun. But along with the historical stuff, I'll show one that I picked up. I thrifted this. I've seen this in the used bookstore before, and it looked interesting, and I wanted to get into it, sure. But, you know, I ain't gonna pay $5 or, something like that for a book that I'm not gonna read right then, or, just that I want to have on the shelf like that. That's not how it's gonna go down. So when I saw it at the thrift store for, a dollar 50 or $2, it's on. And this is After O'Connor, Stories from Contemporary Georgia. And let's see the date that this was printed. So 2003 by the University of Georgia Press, Contemporary Georgia for 2003. From the back, we have a blurb from Harry Crews. Flannery O'Connor is gone, but the legend of her work is burned into the hearts of writers everywhere. The pages in After O'Connor are powerful and do honor to the fierce vision that inspired them. I love O'Connor, and just maybe stories that harken in this Southern vibe way to what O'Connor brought out in literature. I'm here for it. I'm totally here for it. And there's some cool titles here. I don't recognize any of the authors, but I'm totally down to explore some Georgia authors. My neck of the woods, right? And there's it totally has this Flannery O'Connor feel just with the titles of the stories. We have Comparative Religion, right? The Guide, Blaze, Nervous Dancer, The Resurrection of George T. Sutton, New Jerusalem, You're No Angel Yourself, The Road Leads Back, right? So that's right. That's what I did, Plagued. One in the house. Nice to see you, brother. Happy Friday. Nice to see you. And always thanks for coming by. Nice. Fit to be Read shows up right with one. Very cool. So nice to see you. Fit to be Read. Awesome. Thanks for always supporting. And yeah, I love freaking Flannery O'Connor. Love Flannery O'Connor. Can't get enough, to tell you the truth. So I have books of literary criticism on O'Connor or about the literary landscape that O'Connor fostered and inspired, because she's not the only one, right? This kind of feel in writing is exemplified by Faulkner and Toni Morrison, right? I think O'Connor and Faulkner together kind of exemplify Southern Gothic more than anybody else. But definitely there's a lot of authors that lend to it and show it in all different kinds of light, all different kinds of ways. Very cool. Love it. Okay. So guys, I can't I can't. I finished the Book of the New Sun. This it's epic, okay? But this is 4 books, okay? Maybe 2 books, right? 2 volumes, two volumes each book, right? But the total pages, at least in mine, for all 4 books is 750 pages. Or sorry, 950 pages. Okay? 950 pages. This felt like what the story all said and done feels like it should be one book. One book. That's what it is. I just read one big book. And for 950 pages, that book, it's definitely drawn out and meandering, and there's so much completely unnecessary stuff. So it's wild, it's complex, and it's definitely wild. I mean, like, it's out there. I can't wait to do some content on this. There's a lot of people reading this. We're gonna do some content, maybe some kind of live discussion, some kind of digging in like that. Maybe um I'll do some content dedicated videos just for it. Maybe in parts, just talking about the first part, because there is a definite kind of it's there's so much you feel like you're being set up. You're being set up all the time. There's so much deceit, so much twists, turns around. It's wild. um, and where the plot goes is wild. So I'm down to talk about it, especially with some people that have read it, if people are into it, that kind of thing. But I can't say that it stands up to Dune for me at all. Not at all. And I can't say that it stands up to Hyperion at all. And even Ursula K. Le Guin's stuff. Her strong sci-fi like Left Hand of Darkness. This book is amazing. But um as far as substance, like what it really has, I don't think it has a lot as far as storytelling. It has a lot of tricks and it has a lot of ideas. It's like if even Philip K. Dick took 10 books of his and condensed it down into, 4 books. That's what Book of the New Sun is like. But even darker. It's some kind of dark, Book of the New Sun has some real darkness to it. I need to check out some Larry Brown, David Joy, and Daniel Woodrell. I have been on a huge grit-lit Southern goth kick since Pollock. I have so many now. Nice. All right, I'll check them out. Very cool. Thanks for the suggestions. I mean, I love uh Southern Gothic style stuff and whatever Harry Crews, grit-lit, that kind of stuff. I love it. Um I feel akin to a lot of the characters on the page, and uh, I love the settings, and then there's always a lot of weirdness and interesting things, or dark and scary, right? I can't ever think of Southern lit or Gothic, Southern Gothic now without having images of Beloved flashing, and it's scary and it's dark. Hey, Mustache, my cat is in here with me. Um, Mustache usually doesn't hang out in here, but he was in here maybe hanging out on my windowsill, and now I've shut the door. So if he comes over, maybe I'll say something to him. We'll see if I can snatch him. I'll give you a little cameo by Mustache tonight. Yeah. Oh man, I love poetry always. Oh, hey, sweetie. Yep. Hey, Mustache. This is my big boy, Mustache. Say hey. Mustache don't read, but Mustache does love my bookshelves. Mustache does love being on the bookshelves and looking at Draca, my lizard. Mustache chills out on my bookshelf that's over on the corner of my room all the time. It's very tall because I have a crate on top of the bookshelf that's holding a bunch of comics. Mustache gets on top of that and just stares down at the enclosure that has my lizard in it, Draca, right? I'm sure that Mustache would go get him, go get Draca if he could. But all good. Mustache is very cool. I'll let him out because that's what he wants. Go ahead, buddy. He wanted to get out of the room, so I'm gonna let him go just because he was so gracious to lend his celebrity to the to the uh to the live, right? Nice. Yeah, they love being up high, right? And looking down and seeing everything that's going on. So, just to piggyback off the Gene Wolfe real quick, I found this in the thrift store, the same thrift pickup as After O'Connor. I found Latro in the Mist by Gene Wolfe. And let me tell you, this looks freaking cool. Um, this is a kind of experimental, weird, historical fiction as well. It's okay, I'll just read the back. It's a distinguished compilation of two classic fantasy novels, The Soldier of the Mist and The Soldier of the Autreat, in one volume. This omnibus of two acclaimed novels is the story of Latro, a Roman mercenary who, while fighting in Greece, received a head injury that deprived him of his short term memory. It gave him, in return, the ability to see and converse with the supernatural creatures and the gods and goddesses who invisibly inhabit the ancient landscape. Latro forgets everything when he sleeps. Writing down his experiences every day and reading his journal anew each morning gives him a poignantly tenuous hold on himself, but his story's hold on readers is powerful indeed, and many consider these Wolfe's best books. Um, Memento, right? Okay, Memento in ancient Rome, right? With all the ancient Greek and Roman gods and goddesses. Um, I mean, come on. Come on. I gave you I gave you the first two volumes of the Book of the New Sun. It's 4 volumes long, one. So I only sent you the first two. And I had never read it before sending it to you. It's definitely worth a read. I'm not going to turn people off of Gene Wolfe or Book of the New Sun. But I'm just saying it's not on the level of Dune or Hyperion as far as a story and a series epically. Is it epic like that? You know what I mean? It tackles the crazy biggest ideas. Gene Wolfe is really ambitious, but there's not a lot of meat to it. There's not a lot to chew on. You're actually thrust out on your own to think and to get into it, right? Nice. Yeah, I mean, I've heard that. I've heard that Night Sky with Exit Wounds. I've heard that was awesome. I mean, I love poetry. That's why I love some beautifully written stuff. So I've heard cool things about Latro in the Mist. Tom at LA Books, when he saw that I posted on Instagram earlier in the week when I had picked it up, I found it. Hey Trish, happy Friday. All good. Hey Trish, you come by whenever you want. You know what I mean? You just come by whenever you want. I'd love to hear what you're reading this week because I'm always sharing what I'm reading, and I want to hear what everybody else is reading too, even just to know, but also to get turned on, right, to some cool stuff. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Natalie Diaz, there we go. Heck yeah. My brother was an Aztec. Awesome. When My Brother Was an Aztec. Very cool. Thank you so much, y'all. Oh, it rocks. I love to seeing y'all getting into conversation. Just the community really happening. It's what it's all about. And happening around books, right? And see, Gene Wolfe is a storyteller. Gene Wolfe loves storytelling and is doing, whatever he wants to do with it. And I commend it. I commend him for it, for sure. I love stories. We all love stories. That's why we're here. Yes. Oh my God, this guy. This guy, Mr. Natural. Happy Friday. Thanks for coming by and mentioning one of the most amazing books ever written. A third of the way through Jerusalem, so I take it that means that you got through the boroughs, the first part. Congratulations, you're about to embark on the most, the funnest, and I mean, oh my God, Jerusalem is so good, but I love the second part of Jerusalem. Right? What is it? The man soul. That's right. Man soul is wild. Oh, I love it. It's one of the best. It's one of the best. Yeah, see, Gene Wolfe wants to wow you with the ideas. He doesn't want to, put you in there and give you the players and really have you, really give you all that kind of stuff. Something like how Frank Herbert did in Dune, right? We're with the elites, with all the power structures, and we're, you know, in their life. Uh, Also, the thing is Book of the New Sun plays up Severian like this one um kind of Neo kind of character. And Severian is not virtuous. There's not much to recommend Severian. And he's not wise at all. It turns out, it seems more like he's a player and a charlatan the whole time. And even more and more as the book goes on, because he's unreliable as hell and he becomes powerful, and you see his power just kind of given to him. And it's just, I don't know. I don't know if I like it. um I saw it being, especially being kind of cryptic, in order, to be cryptic. There will be points where it's very eloquent writing and beautifully written, poetic writing. And that will be a time when there's a lot of movement, and even things said that, are key to understanding what's going on. And so, why it's almost like it's being hidden on purpose. Um, and so that's how I just finished it. I need to let it marinate some more for sure. One chapter left in the burrows. Cool. So I think you're gonna meet the destructor. Maybe. We'll see. One chapter left in the burrows. Very cool. Oh, I remember. I remember the last chapter in the burrows. So you're gonna meet Michael, and Michael is going through his experience. Very cool. No one I know has read this book, for sure. No one I know has read this book. Except for people online, if they've read it. I mean, I know a handful of people online on Instagram and on YouTube that have read it, have read Jerusalem, but most people, no way. Most people have not picked it up. Even people that love big books haven't read this book, man. It's gonna take a while for people to get into that one right there. Very cool. Nice. Nice. Flicker in the Dark by Stacey Willingham. Very cool. Hope you enjoy, Trish. Killer. Love it. Nice. Very good one. You know how, hey, you know what you like, one. You definitely know what you like. All right. So, as if, I mean, I could talk about Book of the New Sun for hours. I mean, like literally. I love Dan Simmons. I really do love Dan Simmons. I think he's a wonderful a wonderful author. I think he's a wonderful author. Um, a wonderful storyteller. And The Terror might just be great. Let me know what you think, Trish, for sure. And Pride and Prejudice is great. I mean, it is great. It's such a great book. Jane Austen is so strong in her dialogue. Um, that's the only Austen that I've read. I want to read Persuasion this month because, Jane Austen July, right? Yeah, J. Murkoff, killer. And when it comes down to uh reading Jerusalem with the group, I was mind blown. That was one of the best things that I've ever experienced in my life was to experience Jerusalem with other people, right? Because you can never be ready for what Jerusalem brings. And to experience that with other people, I mean, it's so rare. It's so rare to actually have something that good, really be the thing. Ah, it was so good. Um, I hope that my videos serve for further readers. That if you read the first part, people can watch my first part video, and then read the second part, watch the second part video, because there is so much to put together on Jerusalem. It isn't tough. It's not near tough if you're talking about something like Book of the New Sun, right? Jerusalem is far more straightforward of a story and just fun, and you're in it and you're going with it, and you don't have to stop and think, holy crap, where am I at and how did I get here? Which in Book of the New Sun, you're thinking, where am I at and how did I get here? Almost every 20 pages. It's ridiculous. Um, I can't, I could bust Book of the New Sun in one phrase, but it will be a spoiler. So I'm not going to do it. But, uh, you know, Book of the New Sun deserves to be where it is as far as, its epicness and its readability, those kind of things. There you go, Quentin. Jerusalem is a trip. It's mm, I reread every chapter as I went. Yeah. I reread every chapter as I went. It's so beautiful. And it had me off the rip. Those first chapters are so good, aren't they? Ugh. The first chapter had me right off the bat with the spiritual experience. But then the chapter of the monk that is carrying the stone relic to Northampton, that chapter was at that point, maybe it's chapter 3, I think, but at that point, I was thinking, this might be my new favorite book. I mean, like, how crazy is this to, you know, be able to judge a book in a positive way so quickly when it's so vast. But I just felt it. I just felt it. Yeah, it's so good. And yeah, it's very dense. Jerusalem is very dense. There's so much there. I mean, Alan Moore is a freaking genius. That's what it comes down to. So on top of on top of reading that Alan Moore, Cinema Purgatorio. Nice, Mr. Natural. I love to hear it. That means we are akin to one another, right? And then reading Book of the New Sun, which was a mind blow. I tell you, the fourth book is complete info dump. There's so much to wrap your head around and to augment your understanding of everything that you've read so far, things like that. Um, it's just I still have to marinate on it. I still have to think it through, right? So I don't want to say any more about that one, but just to see how where my mind's been with that. And then in the evenings, I'm reading the Avatamsaka Sutra, the Flower Ornament Scripture. This is a Buddhist sutra that is completely mind blowing. It's beautiful, and it is overwhelming in its in the kind of visual uh, poetics that it is supplying. It's these huge vistas that we're looking at, oceans of virtue, these super refined spiritual states. I've just been floating. I'm reading this with my buddy Jack over at Rambling Raconteur. We've talked about it a little bit. It's tough to talk about something like this when you're reading it, right? Um, with other people, you know? I mean, it's just something to experience. But I love to experience it with somebody. So thank you so much, Jack, for reading it with me. It is the story of of a novice, a spiritual neophyte that is going on a pilgrimage, right? A spiritual quest. Ugh, it's it's unbelievable. So our main character meets a spiritual teacher, Manjushri, who is a bodhisattva, an enlightenment being. Manjushri, being an enlightenment being, is being all consumed with enlightenment energy and only pouring that forth on other people. So inspiring others to enlighten, things like that. He hears a talk from Manjushri and decides to embark on a spiritual life and says, how should I proceed? And gets told to seek out this teacher in such a place, right? And goes for it. And we have a succession of teacher after teacher, setting, more refined setting after more refined setting, and just so much beauty. It starts off in a setting of an assembly, right? And our main character is just part of the assembly, hearing what's going on in travesty. And it says, together with 5,000 enlightenment beings, a universally good enlightenment being, who is a bodhisattva, universally good, and Manjushri, and then 5,000 enlightenment beings with them, right? And then it proceeds to name like 100 or 200 of these enlightenment beings. They're beautiful, you know? Their names are Flower Torch, Torch of Enlightenment, Torch of Brahma, Torch of Universal Illumination, Jewel Torch, Brahma Sound, Ocean Sound, Earth Roaring Sound, Voice of a World Leader, Sound of Mountains Colliding, Voice pervading all universes, Sound emitted by an ocean of all universes, Sound of crushing all armies of demons, Sound emitted by all didactic devices of great compassion, Sound of stopping the sufferings of all worlds and giving comfort, born of truth, born of excellence, born of knowledge, born of a polar mountain of virtue, born of radiance of virtues, born of splendor, born of universal illumination, born of great kindness, born of a store of knowledge, born of the family of Buddhas, glowing splendor, preeminent splendor, exultant splendor, radiant splendor, splendor of truth, splendor of the moon, splendor of the sky, jewel splendor, splendor of brilliance, mighty Lord, eminent Lord, supremely tranquil voice, unobstructed voice, voice of the earth, voice of the ocean. I mean, and it goes, it's just, I love it. I love it. I mean, just uh right off the rip serves to put you in this place where these are the kind of beings that are enjoying the discourse that we're about to enjoy, right? These are the beings that are here for this, like I definitely am opening the book and reading it. And um it's just amazing. It's amazing stuff. I don't know. I don't know what kind of content I might do with the flower ornament scripture. It's amazing to me that Jack wants to do uh, a reading of it, whether we make content or not. Who cares? Jack and I have read a couple of books now and not made content on it. Read a few books and made content on it. So this is one of those experimental reads. Wish us luck. Thank you very much, y'all. Happy Friday. So, another Hall book that I picked up. I got a reading copy of the life of Teresa of Jesus, uh, Teresa of Avila. Um, I've had this on the shelf in another edition, but saw this thrifting and thought if I had this smaller copy, the other is a kind of a cumbersome trade paperback. If I had this one, maybe I'd pick it up and read it more readily because I do want to read it. I've never read it. Translated and edited with an introduction by Allison Pierce. Okay. Um, it's on. I need to do it. It'll just be at my leisure though. That's going to be one of those reads to just kind of um just for the love of reading and to taking part in somebody else's life who is an inspiration and to completely uh kind of put myself there, enter into it. I love uh Saint Teresa's writings for sure. And coming up soon reading is The Girl with Curious Hair. I've read the first short story in this already. We've talked about it, and it's a lot of fun. It's some wild story about an, well, we don't even know her actual story. It's very meta, of course, David Foster Wallace, right? But a young girl who totally takes over and runs Jeopardy for a long time, runs Jeopardy for a huge, you know, takes them for all they're worth, and becomes just a star off of it. It was fun. It was cool. I'll say more about it when we get down the road. Next is a story called "Luckily, the Account Representative Knew CPR." We'll see how it goes. Um, Early David Foster Wallace, right? So I haven't read, oh, I haven't read it before. The earliest David Foster Wallace that I read is, of course, Broom of the System, his thesis. So, and that's hilarious. It's hilarious. So I'm looking forward to laughing with the girl with curious hair. I know that early David Foster Wallace just really knocks you. It had me laughing out loud. Nice. I love Eknathaswaran. I love Esvaran. Very cool. Um, I got a lot of his stuff. I've read a lot of his stuff. Beautiful. Nice. I'm sure I'd love Delaney. I've heard nothing but good things. Haven't read a lot. Uh, I love sci-fi. You know how it goes. So, yeah, I need to read Delaney. Thanks for the suggestion, for sure. Awesome. All right, we're getting to the end here. Look forward to some content. I'm about finished through the Hold On Project Volume 1. This is a independent uh literary magazine put out, just pulling awesome talent from our community, Instagram community and YouTube community. So I'm gonna finish that. We're gonna put some content out on that. I might have the creator of the Hold On Project, Daniel, come on and just be at your mercy, booktube. You can ask him anything you want. Um, and if you're interested in getting a short piece, short story or poetry, or something like that showcased, I'm sure he's open to those kind of things. They're open to submissions, things like that. So you can't find it on Amazon. You got to go here. There you go. Did I do it right? I hope I did it right. Um, Corona Samizdat is a small press out of Slovenia. You can follow, and they're part of a great community on Instagram. I am part of that community. I champion it. I've been part of building it. We love books, we love stories. They put out great stuff, and it seems like they're just keeping on going with just great books, great authors. It never stops. My pleasure, Mr. Natural. Anytime. Thank you very much, y'all. Thank you for crushing an hour with me. It's been very awesome hanging out with y'all. Happy Friday. And yeah, leave any kind of thoughts, any kind of thing. It's always awesome to hang out with y'all. Thank you for coming by, and we'll catch you on the next one, y'all. Bye bye.